In the center of Hollowgrove, nestled between a bakery and a bridal shop, stood a salon called the Mirror Room. It was more than just a hair salon, it was an experience. People came from neighboring towns just to sit in one of its velvet chairs. The owner and lead stylist, Miss Verona Black, was something of a legend. Tall, poised, and always dressed in all black, Verona had a haunting kind of beauty, sharp cheekbones, blood-red lipstick, and eyes that seemed to stare straight into your soul. She never aged. Rumors whispered that she'd been running salons for over 40 years, yet she looked no older than 30. No one could ever quite explain why, but every customer who left her chair felt different. Not just beautiful, transformed. More confident. More bold. More daring. But not all transformations were for the better. 22-year-old Lila Mendez had just moved to Hollowgrove to escape the chaos of city life. She was quiet, artistic, and ready for a fresh start. One evening, while walking home from her new job at the library, she noticed the Mirror Room. The chandelier glowed through the window like a beacon. Lila hadn't had a proper haircut in months, so she walked in. Verona looked up from styling a blonde woman's hair. "Welcome," she said with a voice as silky as satin. "You're new." "I just moved here," Lila replied nervously. "Then let me give you the Hollowgrove look." Lila sat in the chair. The mirror in front of her was massive and framed with gold thorns. Verona stood behind her, hands hovering above Lila's shoulders. "You want to be noticed, don't you?" Verona whispered. "I guess. I see a fire in you, Lila. Let me bring it out." As Verona combed and clipped, Lila felt herself slipping into a trance. Her limbs grew heavy. The scissors moved rhythmically, slicing through her hair like a ritual. Verona's reflection in the mirror seemed different. For a split second, Lila saw glowing eyes and a sinister grin. Then it was gone. When the haircut was done, Lila looked incredible. Her plain brown hair was now deep black with crimson streaks. Her eyes looked brighter. Her skin clearer. She looked fierce. "Wow," she breathed. "You'll feel it more in the morning," Verona said with a wink. The next day, Lila woke up, different. She was bold, sharp-tongued, and dismissive at work. She wore makeup she never owned and spoke to people she usually avoided. She liked it. She felt powerful. But things began to spiral. That evening, she yelled at her neighbor for no reason. She pushed someone in the grocery store. She started having violent dreams of scissors and mirrors. And always, Verona was there, standing over her bed, whispering, "Beauty is power. Power is mine." Lila started researching. She discovered a blog about strange happenings tied to Verona Black. Cities she'd moved to, salons she'd opened, each followed by incidents of violence, obsession, and even disappearances. And in every photo, Verona never changed. Determined to find the truth, Lila returned to the Mirror Room at night. She broke in through the back door. The salon was eerily quiet, lit only by the glow of the giant mirror. She stepped closer and gasped. The mirror wasn't just a reflection, it was a window. Inside it, she saw flickers of women, screaming, trapped, their hair floating around their ghostly faces. Their eyes pleaded for help. Suddenly, the lights snapped on. Verona stood behind her, holding a pair of silver scissors. "You weren't supposed to see that," she hissed. "What are you?" Lila shouted. "I'm a collector," Verona said coldly. "Of beauty. Of essence. Every time I style someone, I take a piece of them. Some willingly give it. Others resist. You're a monster." "No. I'm an artist. You, Lila, were one of my best works, until you got curious." Verona lunged. Lila dodged, knocking over a table. Scissors flew. The mirror pulsed, glowing red. One of the trapped souls screamed. "Help us," the voices cried in unison. Lila grabbed a curling iron and swung it, shattering the edge of the mirror. Verona shrieked. Cracks spread across the glass like lightning bolts. With a final swing, Lila smashed the entire mirror. A wind howled from nowhere. The spirits surged out like a storm, swirling around Verona. She screamed as her body was pulled backward, into the broken shards. And then, silence. The next morning, Hollowgrove was different. The mirror room was boarded up. The townspeople said Verona had skipped town. No one missed her. Lila woke up feeling like herself again, calm, gentle, soft-spoken. But in the library's restroom, she looked in the mirror and paused. Behind her, for just a second, she saw a faint figure in black, watching. 3 weeks later, a new salon opened in the town of Duskwater. Elegant, modern, and mysterious. The owner? A woman with blood-red lipstick, raven-black hair, and a nameplate on the door. Miss V. Noir, Custom Styles and Confidence Therapy. And on the wall above her gilded mirror, in tiny letters. Beauty is power. Power is mine.